Welcome to episode number 9 of Geek Gumbo. Joining me tonight, I have Nick.
Hello.
I have Josh, who you all know.
Jason.
That's Jason.
I hate you.
And our first special guest, we have Jamie, who is a female on the show with a name. Now you talk. I messed up. I talked over you. Now you have to say hi to everybody again.
Yeah, say hi to everybody again, sweetie. Hey, everybody! All right, Dr. Nick.
Remember last time we had a special guest? He ended up being, part of the cast now.
That is true. He's been on everyone since.
Nick hasn't left since then.
No,
and we can't get rid of him.
No, you can't.
We're trying, so.
Especially after taking over the editing.
Things happen.
Just a tip.
Just the tip.
So, why don't we hear a little bit from Jamie first and tell us about yourself and what brings you on this episode of Geek Gumbo.
Oh, jeez.
That's right. Put her on the spot.
I'm not good at being on the spot.
I know, sweetie. That's why it makes it so much funnier.
You don't like yourself, do you?
That's why I do it.
No, but I love you too, sweetie.
She knows where you sleep.
I know where she sleeps too.
Okay. Well, at least Pat isn't telling you she's gonna leave you.
The night is young.
I mean, it's been 2 years, so.
Yeah.
You're pot committed now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
A little bit.
Yeah, she's stuck. That's what you meant to say.
More like I'm stuck.
Oh. Geek Gumbo, breaking up relationships.
Hey, it hasn't broken up you and yours yet.
Yet. Night is young, like Pat said.
She's window shopping.
Yeah, work. Quote unquote.
Keep the options open.
I cyber Windows shop.
Of course you do.
But not for men, of course.
All for the ladies.
Giggity.
I mean,
So-
no comment.
What's happening?
So,
I had to throw in a giggity. Pat is not here. I'm sorry, Jif's not here.
So-
It's okay.
so I guess we're not going to hear about Jamie. She's not going to tell us
I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I don't know. Tell me something about you. I've never met you in person. I know that you date Nick, and that's
sorry.
really it.
That's pretty much all there is to it, really.
Do you play video? You obviously play video games, correct?
Yes. I play video games.
So let's get you up to. We'll get you up to speed on the first 8 episodes. So, what is your favorite console of all time?
I guess it would have to be PlayStation since that's what I play.
Which one?
PS4. Well, I say that because that's what I play now. But I mean,
If that's your favorite of all time, sweetie.
I don't know if that's my favorite of all time, but
I mean, mine was the PS2.
well, I mean, other than that, I played the PS3 and.
Oh shit.
What are we shitting?
Okay, for some reason Skype popped up and was like, "We can't access your sound card."
Alright,
But
Jeff.
I hear you.
I forgot if the sound card went out on this computer, I would just die.
It's better
Nick's
than
not
the
coming into
motherboard.
work tomorrow.
What are your favorite? What's your favorite game of all time? We'll just do that. You don't have to give us 3. You can just give us 1.
Modern Warfare 2.
What? Are you serious?
That's what I said.
Assassin's Creed.
There's like 11 of them. Which one?
I know. Well, the only one I actually finished was Brotherhood. So.
You
I
never
like
finished 2?
No.
Favorite series
Same.
of all time.
Probably the Ezio trilogy, which is probably everybody's favorite. But that's the first one that I actually played, so I guess there's a soft spot there.
Okay, understandable. All right,
I never played Modern Warfare.
None of them.
No.
There's like 11 of those too.
No, I never played any of those.
Are you into shooters at all?
Yeah, I have Black Ops 3, and I played like Black Ops 2 and Advanced Warfare and World at War.
You were late to the party, and when you showed up to the party, you kept going to the wrong door. It's understandable.
I mean, you know.
All right, so we're just gonna jump straight into the pot tonight. No more, no flavoring tonight.
Well, we really don't have time for flavoring.
We're limited. Y'all don't know what time it really is when we're recording this, but it's late. It's past our bedtimes.
Y'all bedtimes, maybe.
She sleeps when she wants.
Yeah, so this week you're getting the Blue Runners gumbo, not the...
That's terrible.
Not the homemade, made by your grandma's gumbo.
Or by me.
Or by Jamie. She makes a badass gumbo.
Alright, so what I want to talk about tonight is we just seen the PS4 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
They got VR releasing in about a month.
Still skeptical.
I'm really interested in that, and I really am tempted to pre-order it, but I don't think
I am not early adopting virtual reality. Anyway.
Well, because one of my friends that actually works at GameStop tried it out, and he said it was pretty awesome.
Everybody on this podcast has pretty much it's awesome, but I'm still not convinced.
I am.
Peer pressure, it's a bitch.
Yeah, I don't give in to peer pressure. I am the peer pressure.
Whatever.
Alright, so we're gonna see what do we think is the future of console gaming. What do we want it to be, and what do we think it is? That means people talk.
I didn't know if we were like gonna go around but me personally, I think the future of video games is, and I hate to say this, but the signs are more and more clearer now, I guess, even though it's not proper English. Microtransactions being in games, like the future of gaming I see, and it's a very dark future of half-ass released AAA titles and microtransactions invading every game that's coming out. Like every AAA game that's releasing lately sneaks in microtransactions. And I don't like it. It's a very dark future for gaming, unfortunately. I will not be surprised if there's another video game crash like they had in the 80s.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
So, what do you think?
No, that sounds like it. I mean, if things keep going the way it looks like, I mean, it's all going to be microtransactions and bullcrap.
And I think it's gonna eventually be where AAA games are gonna just be non-existent anymore, and it's just gonna be nothing but indie games. Because those are the games that are like rising to the occasion now.
Do you think people are going to get to a point where they're not going to allow that to happen anymore? Like, people are going to stand up and... Well, I mean, I guess you'll never get people to form together and not buy a game, but...
I don't think you can convince the masses to turn on their AAA overlords.
I mean, that's the only power we have as gamers is, you know, we don't like something they're doing, don't buy it. But then it's like the same thing with the movie industry. Yet Suicide was total crap, but the movie still made a ton of money. So unless we decide, hey, this movie's crap, we're not going to see it, or this game's crap, we're not going to buy it, then it's never going to change.
It's not going to change because people don't think with their wallets. And also, like, especially with your Call of Duties and your Halos and all that, it's not even so many adults buying it for themselves, it's adults buying it for their kids, so that way, oh, little Timmy has his Call of Duty, he's gonna leave me the fuck alone.
Speaking of Call of Duty, I saw an article today, but I didn't read it because I didn't even want to read it. But apparently, Activision said that they're never gonna run out of ideas for Call of Duty.
Of course
Yeah, I
they're
seen
not.
that earlier. The CEO said that there's always going to be Call of Duty, and that just got a little sad.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that people have had enough.
Call of Duty's gonna get to a point where Activision is gonna go bankrupt, and then Call of Duty's gonna get passed to someone else.
I don't know if Activision will ever go bankrupt.
Hey, man.
Well, I agree with you because I mean, there's always people buying Call of Duty.
I disagree because anything can happen. Especially, I mean, look at THQ. How long was THQ around before they went under?
Too long.
Exactly.
Yeah, but isn't Activision like a part owner or in a partnership with Blizzard? And Blizzard, you know, they tend to make lots of money.
I'm just saying anything can happen. I'm not gonna say there's like gonna be any one specific thing or culmination of things that's gonna cause Activision's downfall, but anything can happen.
Now, as far as you think the regular games will go, they're trending towards what mobile games are going to, with the microtransactions and stuff like that. What do you think about the future of VR? How do you think that's going to play out?
Personally, I feel like VR is gonna be a passing fad, just like motion gaming was with the Wii and the Kinect and the PlayStation Move.
But a lot of people still like all those games, and I mean, they're still selling. So
Microsoft basically came out and said, okay, forget about the Kinect. Let's go. I like the Kinect. We're just gonna go put it in the corner, and we're still gonna do stuff about it. Take it behind the woodshed, shoot it in the head.
yeah, but every time a Just Dance game comes out, everybody's all over it.
And that's pretty much it. VR is
a next level way to game.
So
Take it
was
out back and
motion
shoot it.
gaming. The
Time to
Kinect,
go to way of Old Yeller.
yeah. The Kinect and PlayStation Move and the Nintendo Wii, those were supposed to be the next platform. Like, this is the transcendence of video games. And then it fell back down to earth and crashed and burned.
I think if you look at motion controls, it basically was a different way to control games. VR is like a whole different way to play because they are putting you in the game and it's more of an experience than you could get with just shaking your hand left and right, you know? It's more immersion, as they would say.
Like I've said before, I think VR, it's going to start off strong, but then it's just going to become a platform for shovelware, shitty jump scare, survival, quote-unquote, horror games.
Now, see, I think it's the opposite. I think it starts off with the shitty survival,
It
car
ends with
game,
VR porn.
shovelware, and then it eventually somebody will figure out how to make an experience where it's the only way you're going to get this experience is on VR, and it's going to be something that's must play. But I think that's going to be a few years off.
I'm going to say this. If VR is still significantly relevant within the next 5 years, like if it's still a major platform, and like you said, Pat, if it gets to be a where you need VR, I will bite the bullet, be the bigger man, and say I was wrong about VR.
Well, y'all heard it here first. So 5 years from today, if it's still significant.
But I mean, hey.
VR
Anybody
porn.
has
Just saying.
true. Anybody has a rainbows and unicorns outlook on the future of gaming? We guys, anybody thinks?
I think that, I mean, the way technology is going nowadays, it's literally like the possibilities are endless. That's the way I see it.
So what do you think? 10 years from now, what do you think we're playing, and how do we play it?
I don't know, they might have something like 8K as far as visuals.
Just doubling the K's.
I think we're, like you mentioned, at some point we've reached like the apex of console gaming. I just think in the I just think 10, 15 years down the line, we're still gonna have PS4s and Xbox Ones, but everybody's gonna have the Scorpio and the PlayStation 4 Pro.
And the Neo.
The Neo is the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Oh. I just call it that.
Aw.
You should have listened to last week's episode, sweetie.
I haven't
Ooh.
been able to catch up on the last couple.
Called her out. That
Just
was rude.
That's why we still have no listens, because she's not listening. Darn it.
Yeah, our one person isn't
I'm
listening
a
to much.
terrible person.
I see us with the Xbox One Scorpio and the PS4 Pro, and just like every couple of months or every year or so, they're like, here's a new graphics card, here's a new sound card for it. They're gonna turn into computers, and Microsoft and Sony are gonna capitalize on making their own brands of sound cards and processors and motherboards, to where the Xbox One Scorpion and the PS4 Pro, you need to buy the overpriced Sony and Microsoft brand components to keep your system up to date.
Hey, did you guys see the new Mad Catz processor?
Mad Cats makes processors
I
now.
was about to say, oh, he's making a joke.
Yeah.
Third-party accessories.
That would have been awesome.
I don't think it would. Mad Catz, they usually make good stuff.
The processor has a turbo button, like all the controllers for some reason.
Oh yeah. Now, what I see it in the future is eventually, like I said, like the graphics power, you get to a point where they're maxed out, and like even with the PS4 to PS4 Pro, it's an incremental upgrade. It's nothing. It's not a huge jump. And then, but Scorpio is supposed to be a huge jump. But they're going to come to a point where you cannot make big leaps. So maybe 10, 15 years from now, there's only one console, and it's like the console, and
The end
everybody,
all be all.
right? And it's you. If you have a console, you own this one console, and
Don't they
that's
have
when
that already?
It's the NES.
I was gonna
It's
say
the-
PC.
Is the greatest console ever.
I was actually going to joke and say there's going to be a great console war that actually erupts into violence, and all that's left is the PC master race.
Well, I don't see like Xbox and PlayStation conjoining to make something better, because it's always been a competition between them.
I think they make too much money off the console war itself.
Yeah,
do.
they do.
They ain't stopping that. Like I said, when this eventual great console war erupts into real world violence, get your Microsoft brand rapiers here, get your Microsoft brand M16s, get your PS4 katanas here.
I have aftermarket stuff. Wasn't there a South Park episode about the console war?
Yes, there was, and like it ended with Bill Gates and the president of Sony Entertainment of Japan, like just bare knuckle brawl, and like
I think that's how it's gonna go down.
they're like both covered in tattoos, like they just look like straight up gangsters out of prison, covered in tattoos.
This is the future. Let me paint you a picture.
Paint us a
20
picture.
years 20 years from now, you still have your PC gamers.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have your console gamers. They play on this one console which every company makes games for. The name of this console is the Nintendo.
All right, here we go.
So on this Nintendo,
Nintendo can't even make a good console now.
Burn!
what's going to happen is Nintendo is going to end up having... Nintendo loves making hardware.
The
So
Nintendo NX is gonna like come out and just blow PS4 and Xbox One out into outer space and into oblivion.
this will be the NX3 that puts everybody else out of business. Because once the apex of graphics have been hit and it becomes cheap to make, Nintendo will then make it when it's cheap. They're like, okay, we could make this super high power graphical thing now because it's affordable. So then they make it. And this is what everybody plays games on. I'm at home playing Zelda on it. Josh, you're at your house playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 15.
Game of the year.
Nick, you're at home playing some Japanese RPG that was paid for by Microsoft to be put out on this thing because they're still trying to get a JRPG that's good. And Jamie, you're playing Assassin's Creed 312, and you love it.
Part 2.
I haven't even finished Syndicate, and I was really excited about that one.
You're also excited about Dark Souls 3.
I know, and I didn't even play it. I traded it in.
You bought it, traded it in without ever playing
She
it.
pre-ordered it, went to the midnight release.
Got a little keychain and everything, and me and my
Did you even open it?
Yeah, I used the. Yeah, I did. I think I put it in my PlayStation to do like the little update or whatever, and then I never played it.
Did you ever delete the 40 to 50 gigs off your hard drive that you wasted?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Okay. Like, I never booted this game up, but I sure did fill up half my hard drive.
Yeah.
Where do y'all see games headed in the mobile space?
I think they're just gonna stay the same.
I don't.
I really
I don't
do.
really do mobile gaming. I mean, there's a few games here and there that I've played, but I always ended up I always stopped playing them.
Now, what's funny is that y'all think the console games are moving towards the mobile thing with the microtransactions, but then you have a Nintendo who's going to put a Mario game on mobile, and it's going to be you pay X amount of dollars and you get the game and all the features. So it's kind of Nintendo's pushing it the opposite direction.
There's games out there on iOS and Android that you can actually purchase that doesn't have microtransactions, or if they do have microtransactions, it's going to be like with the Mario game that's coming out, it's probably going to be like special skins or some shit or whatever. It's not going to be like, extra lives or extra time or a booster of this, a booster of that. Moses hit me with the wiffle ball bat.
God damn it, Nick.
You know what you got to pay extra for?
What?
You're going to have to pay extra to play as Luigi, and nobody's going to do it, so Luigi's going to be fucked again.
Pretty much.
I hope Luigi just has a death stare. The whole time he's running, he's just staring at you.
That would be awesome.
That'd be hilarious.
I'd pay for that.
But as far as like the graphics and all that, I just don't see. I think mobile gaming has hit its peak, and it's already oversaturated with free-to-play garbage.
Bottle Flip 2K16.
Yeah.
Good game.
Its fucking peak was damn Pokemon Go, which has like
pre-ruined
over gazillion downloads and makes gabillions amount of dollars.
Which
like if the U.S. government made it, if the U.S. government made Pokemon Go, our country would be out of debt.
Pretty much. That's the sad part.
Do you see more games like Pokemon Go where they try and team up with maybe like Digimon and all the other?
There is no way in hell that like Digimon and Pokemon. I don't see that happening.
Nothing else sets up a good world like Pokemon did.
No, I mean Digimon was fan-fucking-tastic, but they're two hot entities that just I don't think could ever really coexist.
Well, somebody's gonna try and replicate it.
They'd have to get the rights. That's always like the biggest thing is like trying to find a middle ground with the proprietaries of these things.
But don't you think people would be more willing, like CEOs would be more willing to sign those rights over, seeing how much Pokemon Go actually made?
I don't know. I really don't. I just know that mobile gaming is, for me personally, I think it's hit its peak and it's either gonna keep going the way it's been going, just stay the same, or it's gonna eventually crash, but I highly doubt that'll happen either.
Well, no, there's too many kids that need to play games.
This is true.
Now with the awesome iPhone 7 coming, right?
Ugh.
Yeah. Mine shipped today, actually.
I'm sorry.
Just keep rubbing it in.
I will keep running it in.
Giggity.
Thank you, Josh.
Oh yeah.
Got you.
Well, due to time constraints, English, I failed. This
Go
is
to Reading Rainbow. Go back with Jiff to Reading Rainbow.
He's actually there taking notes for me now, so
Okay.
I don't.
He's learning how to read so he could do some news again.
There we go. So that'll be it this week. Let's go around one more time and everybody say something and where to find you and all that good jazz. So we'll go with Nick.
I am here on Geek Gumbo, presented by Sneaks and Geeks on YouTube's.
Jamie.
I am on Instagram at MotherDragonX.
For now, until she changes it like 3 months from now, she changes her.
I've had that one for a while.
Yeah, you had the last one for a while too, and then you changed it one day.
I get bored.
Real quick, Jamie, how did you enjoy Overcooked?
I loved it, but it's hard.
How far did y'all make it?
Not very far.
No, not very far. I think we got to like the 3rd level. And we were just doing so horribly. That and me being the dumb person that I am, I didn't run the game before I hit the record button. So like I didn't have time to adjust if my computer could handle it. So in the video you see it running a little slow because I didn't have time to adjust any settings other than the volume.
It's really keep playing through it. Me and my wife we're past all the regular worlds and they're like, oh, you can fight this meatball soon. So it's pretty fun.
We should all play together.
That would be chaotic, but yes, we should do that one day. Josh, where are we finding you at?
You can find me on Side the Bridge being talked down by police.
Oh yeah, and you can find me right here on Geek Gumbo on YouTube, presented by Sneaks and Geeks, and every single thing Nick already said. Hairy penises.